Hello and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. My apologies for, no music and the normal routine. I'm actually recording this in my classroom at church. I just finished teaching first graders and kindergartners today, so it was really a blessing. But today on the podcast, we're going to continue on into Matthew chapter 9, and we're just going to look at verse 9. So Matthew chapter 9, verse 9 says, Jesus passed on from there. He saw a man called Matthew sitting at the tax office, and he said to him, "Follow me." And he rose and followed him. I'm reminded from a key scene in the Bible series that recently aired on cable television. It was a couple of years ago. It's available on Netflix now. But the character playing Jesus comes up to the character playing Matthew, and they lock eyes. And Jesus simply says, "Follow me." So here's Matthew. Matthew was a Levite. He was in the line of priests that were supposed to be priests in the temple. So he knew a good bit of the Old Testament, probably had most of it memorized by the time he was 13 years old. And so somewhere along the line, he deviated from the norm. He became a tax collector, basically a traitor to his people. He was a public sinner. He extorted people. Because how tax collectors got paid is you not only collected taxes, but if you collected more than what was owed, you kept it. So Matthew was doing this, yet Jesus comes to him and says, "Follow me." God calls whom he wills without distinction of persons. Matthew would have been associated with public sinners since he collected taxes on behalf of the Romans. You see, when Jesus said, "Follow me," Matthew left everything and immediately followed Christ as his disciple. So God has a unique plan for each and every one of us. He wants us to live in holiness and to do the work of evangelization. When we discern our vocation in prayer, we must follow Christ wholeheartedly and without delay wherever he leads us, just like Matthew did. So just like he did to Matthew, Jesus is telling all of us, "Follow me." Are we being like Matthew? Are we wholeheartedly leaving? Are we wholeheartedly getting up and following Christ where he's telling us to go? Something to think about today. Well, God bless you. Thank you for joining me on this edition of the Daily Bible Podcast. Like I said, as I said in previous episodes, the point of this podcast is to go through the Bible verse by verse, and I don't skip any. I've grown through it. I hope you have as well. If you have any questions, please email me at hopewithin18@gmail.com. You can also send any prayer requests there as well. God bless you guys. Have a great day.